Since the ICJ ruling, Israel have killed 668 Palestinians. They have injured 1,149. Since the ICJ ruling, the UK, the US, Germany, amongst others, cut all funding to one of the only UN relief agencies in Gaza, effectively kneecapping their ability to distribute aid. Since the ICJ ruling, Israel hosted a relocation Gaza event, which had at least 15 Israeli ministers attend as they hope to resettle Gaza for the Israelis, expelling all of the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip with no right to return. Since the ICJ ruling that said that humanitarian aid needed to get in and that the situation was dire, and that millions were literally starving, for the 5th day in a row now, Israeli settlers have stood outside the gates at Rafah, blocking any aid coming in. When interviewed on Israeli national TV, many of them spoke about how they were all here from the left wing to the right wing, and that blocking this humanitarian aid crossed the political divide in Israel. Since the ICJ ruling, IDF soldiers dressed as doctors and patients and elderly women raided a hospital in the West Bank, executing 3 young men in their hospital beds. One was paralysed and asleep after he'd already been hit by an Israeli airstrike. Since the ICJ ruling, Israel have attacked several hospitals, severely impeding their ability to give medical aid or help anyone. And since the ICJ ruling, Palestinians have been held, handcuffed and blindfolded, and some have found them in rubbish bins. Others kept alive were kept barefoot and humiliated. And that is literally, since the ICJ ruling, the highest court in the land that said that Israel has plausible evidence they're committing a genocide and that humanitarian aid needs to come in.